Go download my free legato course right now and learn to play fast in the fastest way possible. How do you develop the ability to play across the neck, to play fast runs with no hesitation, and develop the ability to end them and start them wherever you want in the music? That kind of fluency where you don't have to pre-compose every thing you do. You can just make it happen and go, wherever you want to go. It seems like such an impossible thing. And when I started playing guitar when I was 10, and then I had a couple of years with a teacher, playing classical stuff and chords and stuff, and then I was 16, I think. Then I saw the first instructional video with Paul Gilbert, and the intro of that video just blew my mind, literally almost, right? I just melted down inside because I saw this guy play these long, impossible alternate picking runs. And he just went on and on and on. It was just like this impossible. How do you learn to do that? And then, the guy that then said, okay, let's, he was so approachable and so friendly, and he didn't make it a big deal. He just said, there's sequences you can practice, and then you want to do this and that. And it seems like he thinks it's possible for anybody to do this. So, and that just ignited me like nothing else. But then, as I was practicing, I didn't develop that skill. Right? I didn't, it was, every time I had to play fast in a solo, it had to be very structured and very, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in time and everything is really, I really had to make sure that I knew what I was doing. And that ability to just eluded me completely. And then I did what I always do. That I thought I must develop a system. There must be a way of practicing this specifically. Instead of just trying to learn the techniques and the stuff and, then there must be a specific way of approaching this. So I can practice the actual skill. One thing is to be able to do alternate picking or legato or tapping or whatever is your favorite technique. Another is to be able to use that technique, at whatever level you're on to play runs across the neck. How do you do that? And then I came up with the power lick philosophy, which you have probably heard about before if you've been looking into these YouTube videos. And it's a unique way of practicing little sequences, little sequences, and then being able to improvise in one spot in one 6-note shape, like and combining sequences in that spot. And then once you can do that in one spot, you learn to take that combination of sequences in a horizontal way. So suddenly you can move it across strings in this manner, and then you have ways of going in this, but it's systematically laid out. It's not like chance. It's a little system of sequences that fit together. So what do you do if you want to learn it? Because we got a lot of systems that if you go to sequentia.net, I'll just include the address here. It's Quentia.com or net. If you go to that, you will just see a website that's just packed with power licks. But if you want to have focus, and you do want to have focus, on one power lick, one combination of sequences, the exercise, the bundle of exercises that's going to bring you to that point where you can play fast runs across the neck, then there's only one way of going about it. It's focusing on the nucleus power lick that I call it. And it's got 2 levels. It's got a basic version and an advanced version. If you put your focus there and practice these extremely simple sequences in the very simple way I laid out in that program, then you will get to the point of being able to fluently go across the neck, with a variety of sequences. And your runs will never sound the same. It's not a lick as such, it's a power lick, right? It will give you the power to move across the neck with these sequences and combine them instantly, like with no hesitation at that level of speed, right? That's what you practice. It works really amazingly. And it is the way of learning what I was watching Paul Gilbert do in his first instructional video. It is the way. Some people learn it intuitively. They just do the right things, right? And they don't think about them. And so they can't teach them to other people because they never really gave it any thought. They were just lucky to start doing the right things that would bring them to the point of being able to do that. Others who are as stupid as I am has to figure it out, on a mental level, and then design systems that will bring us there, which is basically the same systems approximately that brought the guys who did it intuitively there. We just have to be conscious about it. If we're conscious about the element that we call talent, which is not an inborn gift, but if you're conscious, what is he doing? What is he actually doing? If we could watch him practice back then, what would we see? We would see him practice nucleus. I can guarantee you that. Because that's how you get there. But he wasn't conscious about it. He was just intuitively combining sequences, learning them in one place, and then starting to moving them around. But nucleus gives you that secret to having the talent of being able to do that, right? By simply giving you that step-by-step method that starts easy, then adds a little bit of complexity until you're there, until you can do this. That's how I learned it. There was no other way for me than being conscious about the process and then engaging in it. That's how it all came together. So go check out that program. Click the link below here, and you can start doing this already. You can start using this methodology and just say, okay, if you're practicing anything, then say to yourself, okay, if I have a little thing going on here, why is this so low? Maybe I want to turn up the guitar. If you play 6 notes down, like this, what else can you do with that 6-note shape? Are there variations you can include in that? Right? Can you do a little variation like that? Okay, now you have 2 things. You can practice those together. Then you can perhaps do something else. You can go just down and up the 6-note. Right? And then once you have that, you can say, okay, how do I move that bundle of sequences horizontally? What would be the shift? Well, I can just go to another position with this one. That's pretty simple, right? Then practice going back and forth with just one of the little sequences in here, and then you can always do the variations once you get there. So you can go. Or you can practice taking the other sequences in the same way. So you go. Alright? And you move horizontally and you say, how do I go vertically? Well, I can just go down there. Right? So how would I go in the other direction? Because it's an ascending sequence. Okay, I could devise I could play down, ascending on, descending, sorry, on each string. Right, so I could go. Right, and then I practice going back and forth vertically, having my. Right, and then I practice going back vertically and then horizontally. It's the way out of it, right? And then, but once you have that going and at a certain level, statically in one 6-note shape, it becomes so much easier to move it horizontally and vertically. And then you keep your focus on this for an extended period of time, right? You make that one power lick just the thing you are going to master, right? So you keep playing it, you keep practicing it, and that will bring you all the way to mastery with it, right? And then adding other power licks, other sequences, other things on top of that, using other techniques, all of that becomes incredibly easier once you master that one thing. That's why it's called the nucleus, right? It's because it's the center. And it uses the most intuitive movements of your fingers, so it's the easiest to do, gives you the fastest results. Yeah, so this turned into a commercial here. So go check out that program. I'll be sure to include a link here. But yeah, but think like this when you practice. Instead of thinking in little licks and little sequences that you can play across the neck, then think in practicing actually going across the neck like that in this way, using a method. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.